primary cost drivers are pension costs and healthcare costs that not only business and industry understand, but also state government understands, and that's why our budgets go up every year to be able to pay those costs. And we're not immune from that, even though we're an independent agency of state government. We have to raise our funds through customer sales. We don't get any general fund revenue from tax revenues, but we do have to sell. We get our revenue from fishing license sales, boat registration fees, and federal excise tax on fishing and boating equipment that anglers and boaters buy in our state. And that's how we survive. And over time, we're gradually seeing license sales decline, so we're seeing revenues decline. We're seeing expenses exponentially rise. In order to be able to pay expenses while we've been trying to get a revenue increase, we've reduced staff from 432 down to 366. And what that's allowed us to do, personnel costs are 70% of our total budget. So that's allowed us to be able to pay these $6.2 million in extra expenses that we're seeing every year until we can convince the legislature to increase revenues. People used to fish for different reasons. Today, we have so much competition for our time that people come and go from our sport. We call it the churn rate or attrition rate in our sales a lot more frequently than they do. Only 3 people in 100 buy a license every year for 10 years in a row in the country. So that's pretty surprising to those of us who buy one every year, but the reality of it is people don't spend as much time fishing today as they used to, and as a result they don't buy a license every year. If you look at the facts, you'll see that every time we increase prices, we lose 8 to 10% of the anglers. And prior to 1990, we were building anglers, so we didn't lose. Anglers would eventually come back that would not buy. But we haven't increased prices since 2005. And as a result of that, we're still seeing that slow decline in anglers that we've seen since 2005. So the question is, do we reduce the levels and services we provide to less anglers, or we try to increase the level of services to try to recruit new anglers? And that's really the cliff that we're at. Either we get more revenue to try to build programs and grow growth, or whether we cut expenses and reduce the programs to accommodate the revenues that we get.